Welcome to Thoroja's Kakasungura YouTube channel. I have always insisted in this very platform. I've been doing civic education to all Kenyans, explaining to why personally as Kakasungura, I believe that Kenya, we have more than enough in terms of taxes if those in authority can be able to decide to sanitize this country. If we decide today that we are ending corruption across all ministries in Kenya, Kenya will be one of the richest countries in Africa. Why am I saying this? You can agree with me that Kenyans have no problem on paying taxes. They have no problem at all. The biggest problem with Kenyans has always been the question on how the taxes they pay are managed. If we are transparently given records today, I was telling someone from Tanzania during the maandamano ya Tanzania, we were discussing between Kenya and Tanzania, and I was telling that friend of mine that in Kenya, even if the cost of petrol per liter goes at 1,000 Kenyan shillings, Kenyans will still drive. Let me tell you why. You've heard Kenyans on social media say, the cost of living in Kenya is so high, which is true. But when I'm driving along hii barabara ya kwenda Nairobi, nikidrive kwenda Nakuru, when I'm driving to Mombasa, zile magari ninaona kwa barabara, hey, unaona majig wagon. Kuna hata video inasambaa kwa mtandao, majig wagon ya black inapita nebu sha 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 sha. Hiyo ni pesa ya Wakenya. So if our money is accounted for today, I will tell you, Kenya has no problem in paying tax. Like now, when you hear that a report has been released from the Auditor General, and in this report, let us go only to the Ministry of Education. One ministry out of the 21. One ministry, the Ministry of Education. When I was going through the auditor's report, I think you've seen this on the news. Imagine, we have 87,000 ghost students. 87,000 ghost students. And these ghost students, according to the report from the Minister of Education, the 87,000 have been receiving capitation from the government, amounting to over 1 billion shillings annually. So in the 4 years Kenya Kwanza has been in leadership, the 87,000, according to the information, or the data from the Auditor General, it says, in the 4 years Kenya Kwanza has been in leadership, the 87,000 students have amassed a total of 4 billion Kenyan shillings. Those are ghost students. Then we have ghost schools. So the biggest question I was asking myself, who pockets this money? Who pockets this money? Nani anakula hii pesa? The president always says anataka kutupeleka Singapore, but he never tells us how we are going to deal with the 87 coast students once and for all. Sometimes I listen to William Ruto and I say, I wish all Kenyans could think like me. You have a president who is taking you to Singapore, but he can never ever stand in public and tell you how we will deal with the 87 host students and the culprits behind this scam. Wezi msikia akisema hiyo kwa sababu anajua mahali hiyo pesa inaenda. Now tell me, William Ruto has been campaigning, but all he says is tutaunda barabara, tutaweka stima, tutawapatia maji, alafu mwisho tunawapeleka Singapore mkinipea kura 2027. Mr. President, can you come out clear? Can you come out clear and explain to us who has been pocketing the 4 billion Kenyan shillings in the 4 years you've been the president? We can't move to Singapore if we can't deal with this one. Hii ndio imenyonya Kenya paka imemaliza. Imagine, and that is the Ministry of Education. So turudi kwa Ministry of Public Service. Hawa ni wanafunzi tu 87,000 in the Ministry of Education. Now, na hivi imagine wanasema hawajamaliza kufanya verification. So there could be more. The number might double or triple. So let's go to the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Public Service. Kuna ile hesabu mlikuwa mnaita shule probability. Unauliza hivi. If there are 87 ghost students in the Ministry of Education, how many ghost workers are we likely to find in the Ministry of Public Service who are siphoning Kenya's taxes every month in form of salary? How many? Kuna watu wamekwa job group kubwa kubwa lakini ni ghost. Ni wangapi? Wangapi? Right now, if we begin to audit public service, tuamue tuna audit public service leo, how many ghost workers will we find being paid taxpayers money in terms of salary? So I want to ask the president, Your Excellency, with all due respect, before you move us to Singapore, please explain to us on how we're going to deal with these 87 students, the people behind it, and who has been eating the money. Once you tell us this, tutakubali unatupeleka Singapore. God bless you. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.